I've been thinking a lot about what it means to live as a Christian and the different ways that we conceptualize living out the Christian life. Paul likes to use this model of the race ahead of us, which I do think is actually quite a compelling way to sort of allegorize the life that's ahead of us. But I think as well, there's a verse in James 5 that says, the prayer of the righteous person or the righteous man is powerful and effective, or something like that, depending on your translation. So, as much as I impress on the people around me, like read your Bible, pray, do these spiritual disciplines, try to incorporate them in your life and make them a sort of bedrock. And that is so important, and it is, for sort of facilitating that biblical framework that sort of almost allows God into your day-to-day and into your life. I think it's important that as you go about your day, as you go about your week or, your life, that you prioritize the life of holiness that you've been called to. And I'm reminded of, I think it's 2 Timothy. The spirit that God gives us is not a spirit of timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline. And then he goes on further and says, it's a holy life we've been called to. We haven't been called to Bible reading for 15 minutes in the morning and prayer, and that's our Christian life. The Christian life is the day-to-day. It's every small conversation you have. It's everything you put your mind to, the work that you do, especially the work. Obviously your relationships, the small stuff that no one sees, the things that consume your time, even the entertainment you consume. It's everything. And it's actually such a privilege because the holy life is not a burdensome life. It's not a tiresome life. It can be a difficult life, but it's a full life to the full. That verse sort of gets thrown around, but I do think that's true. I struggle to just say fulfilling because it sort of sounds almost impersonal it sort of sounds self-centered in a way, like it's fulfilling for me. It makes me feel, it satiates me or whatever. I think it's more than that. I think you're living for God, not for yourself. And in that it's full. But regardless, that full life, I think, is cultivated through a holy life. And the holy life is the life that we've been called to in the day-to-day and in everything that we might not think is, initially at least, does constitute that holy living. So prioritize a holy life. And in that, you'll see your prayer and your Bible reading, your engaging with the Word. I think you'll actually see those practices start to conform you to the image of Jesus and have a genuine impact in your life. You can't just ignore the parts that you don't think your Christian faith would apply to and sort of just put on the glasses of faith in the morning or at night or whenever you do your little practices. You do those practices to build the framework for you to then live out the rest of your day, the rest of your life. So prioritize that life of holiness. Prioritize building that framework. And your life will be full as a result, is the promise of God, at least. I know for me, that has been the case. If I sort of just, impersonally read my Bible in the morning, as I try to do every morning, and then pray at night or whatever. I used to only pray. The only spiritual thing I used to do in a day, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I wouldn't even say I was a Christian, but back then the only spiritual thing I'd do is sort of pray before I go to bed. It's almost like a little recap of the day, I give a little synopsis to God of what happened in the day and what I'm thankful for and what, which, I guess is good, but there was no unction behind it. There's no I didn't really think the prayer was doing anything. Live that holy life to which we've been called. Another way Paul might put it is live a life worthy of the gospel or worthy of the calling. You've been saved for a reason. So live that out. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. And yeah, I think you'll see the results in your life. And prayer and Bible reading won't just be spiritual disciplines, but they will be life-giving disciplines, a reorienting discipline. And so, you'll reap what is sowed. So that's my encouragement.